What's up guys and welcome back. Today we're going to be going over Lifeline. Now I think Lifeline is probably the best legend in the game for sure. Her abilities and her passive make her so OP that it's honestly bad not to have her on your team. She's that good. And today we're going to be talking about how to get the most out of this legend. Before the video starts, I just wanted to thank you guys for the positive support I've been getting for all of these guides. You guys have been leaving some really nice comments, dropping the likes on them, and that really helps out my channel a lot. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I would also like to ask you guys to share my videos with your friends. You know, if you have a squad that you play with and stuff like that, it would really help my channel grow in the long run, and I would really appreciate it. Alright guys, with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Now before we get into any of Lifeline's actual abilities, she actually has two passive abilities in my eyes. She has the revive shield, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, but she also has the ability to use medic items a little bit faster than everybody else. Now when I first played her, I thought that this meant I can play her extremely offensive, which you can, don't get me wrong. Healing extremely fast will make you a really good offensive player. But the thing is that Lifeline's value is too great to put into risk, and you really don't want to be on the front lines of your team. Now like I said before, you can still play offensive. I'm just saying that you should play in the middle or the back because that's when you're going to get the most out of this character. She doesn't have any offensive abilities, but she can really get a team out of a pinch with her revives and her health drone. This means that you're going to get the most out of this character whenever your teammates go down. This means that you want to anchor as much as possible. And her fast healing ability means you can be a great anchor to your team. If you're going to be in the middle or back lines, constantly putting pressure and having one person or maybe your other teammate too rushing the enemy team, you're going to be a really hard person to deal with. They're going to put damage into you, but you can just move away and heal really quick while your teammates are in there putting work. You can kind of be cover fire while your teammates do everything. Now, the reason I'm giving you this tip for this reason is due to the fact that in order for the enemy team to get rid of you, they have to communicate and they have to focus on you. Because having you in the background providing cover fire for your team and constantly healing is a big problem for them. And this is something that you need teamwork to overcome, so just keep that in mind. Okay, next we're going to get into her passive ability, which is Combat Medic. Now, Combat Medic provides you with a shield every time you revived a down player. Now, this is going to come in handy so much when you're playing Lifeline, and you have to learn when to use it. The best tip I'm going to give you for using this is that to use it whenever you're pretty far from the enemy team you're fighting against. If you know the enemy team can't close the gap between you and them before your revive goes off, then you pretty much have a free revive. As long as there's no third-party team coming in to disrupt shit, you should be okay with getting a free revive. All you have to worry about is that the enemy team might know that you're reviving since the shield is very obvious, and they're going to get ready to shoot your teammate the second he gets up. So just be wary of that and get ready for a second revive just in case. Now I'm going to give you a tip that's a little bit controversial, and you kind of have to have a team for this. You have to communicate with your team and they have to be okay with you doing this because if you're playing with randoms, they might not like it. Now this is farming your downed teammate for the shield. Now, I know what you're saying. You probably don't understand what this means because it's kind of an abstract concept and it might not be too good depending on who you're playing with, but let me explain this to you. If one of your teammates goes down, for example, and you and your other teammate are close by, sometimes the teammate that isn't down is going to have to heal because you guys might be under heavy fire. Or maybe your teammate went down and you and your other teammate are by him, but there's no cover. And you're really worried about this and you feel like the enemy team's just going to like destroy you guys and all that. Here's the tip that I'm going to give you. You can start reviving your teammate to get the shield to go up. This will give you your other teammate the cover to heal or take pop shots at the enemy. And say that your teammate isn't done healing. Maybe you can let go of the revive and then start the revive again so you can get the shield again. This is going to be extremely effective in open areas where there is no cover, but you have to make sure that the teammate that is down knows what you're doing and isn't going to get triggered by this. The teammate that you're reviving and then canceling the revive and then reviving again has to know that you're doing this for the overall well-being of the team. He has to know that you're using this shield in order for your other teammate to heal up. It is better to have you and your teammate fully healed than to have your teammate hurt and then the teammate you just picked up to be hurt because that's not really going to do much. It's better overall to have two fully healed people. So again, communicate with your team and let them know that if this ever happens, it's for this reason and you're just taking a gamble to to benefit the team overall. Now you also have to keep in mind that the barrier or shield is just a quarter sphere, which means that if you revive someone at an angle, it is possible for people to shoot you under the shield. So be wary of that. And whenever I'm playing against the Lifeline and I see a revive going off, I always try to see if I can take a little peek under the shield to get the shot off. So again, be wary of that. You also have to keep in mind that Lifeline can revive people a lot faster than everybody else. So if you ever have a teammate that goes down and you see your other teammate going for the revive, let him know that you have him instead. That way he can get up faster and he can heal faster. Okay guys, now we're going to move into Lifeline's tactical ability, which is the DOC or Dock Healing Drone. Now this drone is Lifeline's bread and butter for sure. Now before we get into what to do with it, be wary that the cooldown is about a minute. So this is the longest tactical ability cooldown in the game. You have to be careful when you use it, and the first tip I'm going to give you is not to use it for a small amount of health. Now this is the only thing that heals you and your entire team at the same time in the game. You want to make sure that you use it to a point where you get the most out of it. You don't want to use it to just heal yourself or heal maybe another teammate for a little bit of health. You want to use it when people have big damage, or when you want to leave it on someone to heal after you reviving them. That way they can heal a lot faster and get into the fight a lot faster. You also have to note that the drone has a certain amount of health, so it's not based on a timer. This means that the drone will only give out so much health, and after a certain time it'll stop. So another tip I'm going to give you is, if you have a small amount of health and say your two teammates are really hurt, let them use the drone and you can use a medkit or something else. That way they can get the most out of the drone and they don't have to waste as much supply as you do. If you are missing a little bit of health, it's better for you to use a syringe and let them get the full heal of the drone than them use the medkit, since in the long run you're going to be saving resources. Now the next tip I'm going to give you for this is when to place your drone right before you revive somebody. Now whenever you revive somebody, the best thing to do is to throw your drone out before you go for the revive. That way the second they get up, the heals will start immediately and they'll be even faster to get into the fight. Now, since this drone is based on the HP it throws out and not a timer, this will make sure that your teammate has a little bit more health a little bit faster, and he can get into the fight a lot faster. And this will also come in handy just in case you're getting rushed by the enemy team. If you get rushed right after a revive, at least your teammate will have some health, and this will higher your chances of winning the fight. Or he can just juke around the enemy team that is shooting at him, and he might get health during the actual fight itself, if they do come to him. So that's really important. Now also keep in mind that you can also use an enemy Lifeline drone to heal yourself. If you hurt a Lifeline and she runs away and you end up catching her and killing her while she was healing with her drone, you can actually stand by it and take whatever health was remaining. A lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people ignore drones when they could be healing themselves for free without using their ability. Now the last tip I'm going to give you for Lifeline is to not carry that many meds or syringes. Since your drone is always with you, you always have the ability to heal health whenever your drone is up. You want to make sure that your teammates always have health on them. If you have medkits or syringes, let your teammates carry them just in case you're not there to help them. Even though you are a support character and you are there to help your team, you don't want your teammates to depend on you that much, and carrying medkits and syringes will make it really redundant since you have your drone anyway, so it'll just be better off for them to carry it. But you could be the person that carries a lot of shields and stuff like that. Or you might even want to carry things for your teammates that they can't carry, and that'll make you kind of a mule, but it's not a bad thing since you're going to be helping them out even more. Okay guys, now we are going to move into Lifeline's ultimate, which is Care Package. Now Care Package allows Lifeline to call in a care package from the sky that'll give you a lot of goods, and depending on the time of the game, it might give you even better loot than normal. Like in the end game, you'll get even better loot than in the beginning, so keep that in mind when you use it. Now before we get into different ways to use it, I want to let you guys know that whenever you find ult accelerants, it is best to give it to your Lifeline for the most part. Now this depends on the time of the game, however, and how far you are into the game, if it's end game, and stuff like that. So let's get into that first. If it's early game or mid game, it is probably better to give it to your Lifeline. Lifeline's care package is going to drop a lot of loot, and a lot of the loot might come in handy depending on what you need. This doesn't mean that you should always give it to her, however. There are other legends that have ults that also come in handy just as much as Lifelines, so you're going to have to choose which you want to give it to depending on the situation that you're in. For example, if you or one of your teammates has purple armor, then maybe you don't need to give it to Lifeline, because most of you have really, really good armor with good attachment and stuff like that. But if you guys are like mid game and all of you have white armor, then you might want to call it, because most likely there's going to be an armor in the care package or something that you guys really need. So you have to make sure what you have and if you really need anything. If you're calling a care package and you all have purple armor and attachment and stuff, then you're just kind of being greedy and you're not really going to get much out of it. This also goes for the end game. When you're towards the end of the game, most of the time you're going to have the stuff you need to win the game. So you're probably going to have really good armor, really good weapons and stuff like that. And during this time, it is probably better to give your ult accelerants to people like Gibraltar or Bangalore, who have ults that can make an even bigger impact at the end of the game than just a care package. That being said, the circle is probably going to be really small by the end of the game as well, so getting a care package without being ambushed is also not very likely. Okay, now let's get into when to use her ults and the best places to activate it. Now, the last thing you want to do is to call your ult in an open area where you can get ambushed by people that see the streak coming down from the sky. The thing about Lifeline's care package is that it will show an enemy team around you exactly where you are, and most of these teams are going to run towards you, especially if they know that it's a Lifeline drop and not a regular drop, because they're going to know that people are there and they're going to be hungry for the kills. So the second you drop your care package, you're going to want to be ready for a fight just in case people do show up, and the last thing you want to do is be in the open. Now, there is an exception, however. Whenever you're in an open area, sometimes you're going to get ambushed by people, say on top of a hill, or people that just caught you running through that open area and there's no cover for you. Then that's the time you might want to call your care package. Unlike regular care packages, Lifeline packages drop extremely fast, and this might be exactly what you need to shield yourself from incoming fire. If you can live long enough for the care package to land, you can use this as cover and take pop shots at the enemy. Now, this is not really going to put you at an advantage, since being in an open area is bad, and having that small little cover is not going to help you too much, but it might be enough, and it might give you just enough leverage to outplay the enemy team. You also want to make sure that you stick around your care package whenever you do drop it, because the last thing you want to do is have an enemy team come towards your care package, and you're going to gift them all this free stuff. And this is stuff that they might use to beat you, so you want to make sure that you take everything as soon as possible, and not leave anything good behind. Now, the last tip I'm going to give you for this ult is using it to bait enemy teams. Now, if you know an enemy team is close by, or you think you heard gunshots, you can actually throw this ult into the open, if you don't need anything that is, and try to see if an enemy team comes up to it and tries to get all the good stuff. Make sure you place it somewhere where there's no cover, that way you can just ambush them, and make sure you communicate with your team, that way they know what you're doing, and they can all shoot at the same time at the enemy team that shows up. But yeah guys, that's about it. That is my Lifeline guide. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all got something out of it. Like I said, I want to thank you all so much for the positive support I've been getting on my last guides, and you guys have been super nice in the comments. You guys have been dropping likes, and that's awesome, and I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much for that. Now, I will be doing a guide on the new legends that drop. There should be new legends every few months or so, and I will definitely be doing a guide on those, so make sure you stick around. Make sure you hit that sub button and that like button. It'll really help my channel out a lot. And also be sure to spread the word of my channel to people that haven't heard of it. I'm really trying to grow, and I'm investing so much into this game. And, I really want to, spread my knowledge and whatever I learn to different people and new players and all that stuff. That way the community can grow together. People can get good together, and it'll just make the community overall closer and funner, I think. So yes, guys, thank you so much. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you want me to change anything about the video. You want me to add music? Is it too boring? Just let me know below, and I will definitely comment, heart it, and let you guys know what I think about it. So yeah guys, hope y'all have a good one. Hope y'all have a safe spring break. Make sure you don't do shit you're not supposed to, and just play a fuck ton of Apex, I guess. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, y'all have a good one, guys. Take it easy.
Roger's lit.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, 3 or 4 wins already. 4?
Oh, 4.
3?
I don't know. Something like that.
I was like 4. I think it was 4 now.
You are the Apex champions.
Got 1 kill away.
Wingman is still busted.
Oh yeah, the 1 kill squad.
There's no way, bro.